Moving on, it's the David and Goliath battle that the project's been following all year. Food delivery riders taking on multi-million-dollar multinational Foodora over its treatment of workers. And today, one of those riders, Josh, got his verdict in an unfair dismissal case against the delivery giant.
In February this year, we met Josh Kluger, a Foodora worker fighting the company over claims of sham contracts and underpayment.
So those people getting $7 a delivery, do you think that's fair?
No. So I would like people to read the contract and see that they're going to get paid so little and it's not worth their time.
After speaking with us, Josh was fired.
They terminated me on my way to do a shift. I tried to log in, it wouldn't work. I quickly checked my emails and I saw, I've been terminated.
But it didn't end there. Josh took Foodora to the Fair Work Commission, claiming he was unfairly dismissed.
Josh was somebody who stood up for the rest of his rider mates. He said that things weren't good enough with what's happening at Foodora. In return, the company terminated him.
The case was nearly thrown out after Foodora pulled out of Australia in August. But today, Josh got the win, the Commission ruling he was an employee, not an independent contractor, and awarding him nearly $16,000 compensation.
Well, this is a really important day for workers that are working on apps, particularly in the food service industry. Josh has led the way for so many more people to turn around and get very basic minimum rights in this country.
Former Foodora riders also voted today to accept a $3 million settlement after the company admitted misclassifying and underpaying them. So what does this mean for Australia's gig economy and that dirty big burrito you're eating right now? You got something just there, by the way.
This business model has been smashed by Josh's case. It's a tidal wave of rights coming to every working person that's working in the gig economy.
No, it's still there. It's gross, man.
Josh Kluger is the delivery rider at the centre of today's Fair Work Commission decision. Josh, congrats. How does it feel to have taken on a giant like Foodora and won?
It's amazing. Just for the past, half hour, 2 hours, just reading the Commissioner's report and just thinking about the last 10 months, what I've gone through and what's happened and what's going to happen for the rest of the riders. It's hard to think of some words to describe it all.
So one of the quirks of this is that Foodora can't really respond because they no longer operate in Australia, so we don't see how their behaviour would change. But you do have Deliveroo, you have Uber Eats, Menulog, you have these other similar sorts of services. How do you think they will respond? What do you think will change as far as the employment arrangements that riders have?
Yeah, so in the Commissioner's judgment, he ruled that us drivers, we're actually employees, and because the job's pretty much the same no matter which other company you work with, they should all have to change their rules and treat us like the employees that we are and not the contractors that they were labelling us as, to avoid having to pay us the award rates that we deserve and the other entitlements and benefits that you would get as being an employee.
Josh, I'm super happy for you. It's a W for the little guy. But I got to be honest, I think a medical profession would call me cripplingly lazy. And if I order some food this evening and it gets delivered to me, will the ramifications of this mean I got to chalk up another 10, 20 bucks for the food?
Yeah, but that might make you go out and go to the restaurant and get it yourself.
Yeah!
That's how the market works.
Oh, sorry, you didn't hear the question. Cripplingly lazy.
Well, then you'll just starve. Sorry.
He's gone Darwin.
He is brutal.
Survival of the fittest, mate.
He's gone for me.
Josh, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to chat with our friend and colleague Hamish, but I think he'd be pretty stoked with today's result too.
Yeah, I have to thank Hamish for his help in getting my message out there early on. It did cost me my job, but it cost Foodora operating in Australia, so it worked out.
Well, congratulations again on the result, Josh. We applaud your tenacity. Thanks so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is so great, because what's happening, I hope from now on, is our most vulnerable workers who up until now probably felt like they were pretty powerless, hopefully will be looked after, Dave thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's just invented a new app, just Uber, go get it yourself.
The thing to look out for from here, though, is if these companies decide to change the contract enough so they're no longer called employees.
Right.
So they can try to screw them that way. They may not do that, we don't know, I'm not saying they will, but that's the next step in this. Sorry, you're looking at me like you...
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm getting my dinner tonight.
Yeah,
I'm just...
Can you not make a toasted sandwich?
I'm late.
We did reach out to Foodora, by the way, about Josh's case. They had no comment.
Time for a break. We'll be back with more after this.